No matter what time frame you grew up in, emulation can affect a lot of people. The state of gaming has changed so much over the years that it's just almost impossible to keep up sometimes. People thought we'd be stuck on fucking floppy disks forever, that we'd never see a gigabyte in our lifetime, and we moved from fucking DVD drives and we're almost entirely digital now. It's not inherently a bad thing to be digital, but it makes me understand all the people that clamor for physical games a lot more. In my most recent computer, I don't have a DVD drive. I don't have space for a DVD drive, even if I wanted to. So all of these games that I have, I can't use. I would have to regress to an older PC just to play them, So I can't experience these games, right? I would have to resort to alternate means to do so. So for those of us that are that grew up maybe in the 2000s, the 90s, the 80s, whatever, they've been gaming for a while, okay? So they've seen how gaming has changed. They might be more nostalgic of those features. They might want to just go back to their childhood, to an earlier part of their life, okay? And that's definitely understandable. Let's bring up a company, for example. I don't know, Nintendo, because I've got this Nintendo DS game. So we've got Nintendo. So let's say it's 20 years ago. Nintendo drops a game. They support it on every platform it comes out on. 10 years pass. They do not support it on newer platforms. What does that mean? That means you have to go and you have to go talk to a collector. You have to pay some huge fucking price for a console that you paid a third of the price it is now. And if you're a broke motherfucker like me and you can't afford to buy an original fucking DS, you can't afford a GameCube, a Wii, these fucking antique retro game consoles, the original platform for the game, right? You can't experience it the way it was meant to be experienced, which is important later. That can affect the way you play the game. You've come to terms with the fact that you can no longer, or you just don't want to, access the game through traditional means. So you said, fuck it, I'm gonna just download an ISO file online. I'm gonna download a BIOS, which gets into uncharted territory, really. So if I were to download a BIOS, you know what, let's do that. Let's download a BIOS. Dolphin emulator. Okay. DSP tool.exe. Maybe it's not you. Okay, Dolphin. You authorized Dolphin? Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, so this one seems to just already have the fucking BIOS ready and installed. But anyway, let's just say, I don't know, it's I'll give you a good example. PC SX2, I think it is, an emulator for the original PlayStation. And it'll pop up and say, oh, well, we can't legally provide you a BIOS, so you're gonna have to source it yourself. And you might not really be able to do that, so you might have to find it through other means. However, the point is, they're giving you that wiggle room to at least attempt to try to source it ethically before you play games. It's already a little shady to begin with, but majority opinion is that if you make a game and you just fucking drop it, you drop any and all support for it, you don't let your customers pay for it, you don't let your fan base fucking have any sniff of it at all, they can't support you. So if they can't support you, they can't pay you for the game. I mean, what do you think's gonna happen? Gabe Newell basically said the same shit about piracy, that he's not worried about piracy. He's worried about improving Steam as a marketplace, as a store, so that it reduces the need for piracy. He believes that piracy is a good bit along the same lines as emulation. If you can't get access to the product, what do you think is going to happen? You're just going to be giving your money to someone else for no reason. You're not supporting the developers of the game. There's no point to pay money if the maker isn't getting the money. You're just giving some reseller money for it. And to be clear, that there is a market for that. So it's, that's not totally a But anyway, if you've just said fuck it and you're downloading literally everything off of the internet, you know, you're downloading the games themselves, the BIOSes, you know, the everything, then obviously the company's going to be like, hey, you know, you're taking our fucking shit, you know, okay. There can be some hot water for this. And I would say, yeah, it definitely is redistribution to a point. But if you just fucking supported your product and listed it and, you know, put it out there, maybe there wouldn't be the need, the necessity to do this, because otherwise it just becomes abandonware and it becomes lost, you know? It, like many millions other games that nobody knows about, that people have forgotten about. I guess I'd have to say for the average user, maybe just practice general security, you know, have a VPN when you're downloading shady shit, maybe use a virtual machine, potentially, you know, if you really don't know what the fuck you're downloading, opening, whatever, you know, executing. So you should be careful. But, you know, I would say especially if you want to stream, okay, if you're putting this out on the internet, you know, if you're like, hey, you know, I'm gonna download some retro games, you know, some games from my childhood when I was younger, etc. Some games I've never played, you know, you want to start a series or some shit, you're gonna be like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna put this on Twitch. You might want to be careful. So that can, if they see you emulating that, they can take you down. I'm pretty sure I can recall at least a few instances of somebody they had like an overlay of their emulator on the screen, and like showing the FPS, for example, you know, just the perform, like how you typically see it, and somebody like I don't want to say Nintendo, but like just a big studio saw it and they're like, hey, you know what, it's clear you're emulating this, so yeah, we're gonna need you to, you know, take that down, you know, strike their fucking channel, whatever, right? So there should be caution involved. If you're gonna stream, you know, redistributed content, at least try to make it look like the original game, man. You know, I understand, okay? You might have paid for the fucking the original game, man, that you can't fucking play. You might have already paid for it, and you're like, hey, you know what? I've already paid for this once. I've paid for it twice. You know, I've moved from fucking Xbox One. So you might be like, hey, you know what? I've moved from another platform. I moved from console to PC or vice versa. You know, I've paid for this game multiple times. I've bought GTA 5 like fucking 3 times. The Xbox 360, the Xbox One, and PC. So you know what I mean? Like, you sooner or later, you don't want to buy these fucking games a million times. Some games you do have to. The main point of GTA was for, you know, the online functionality. Otherwise, there wouldn't have been a point to. But for these single player games where network features have been just like, you know, again, not supported, it's abandonware, why would you pay for it multiple times? If you can, it's a different story. If you can, then you should. But if you can't, why wouldn't you just fucking download it, you know? You've already paid for it. There's no point not to. And even if you haven't paid for it, okay, I'll give you another big name here, Konami. I fucking, a few years ago, back on my channel, I played the original Silent Hill because I wanted to get into horror games. So I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to go where it all started, because I kept seeing, you know, clips every now and then. So I was like, okay, I'm going to play this. And I did. I deleted the videos. I got like halfway through it, a little over halfway, but I was playing it. I don't remember really why I played it, or why I deleted the videos. I think something corrupted. That's another thing. So if you're not playing it on the original hardware, you should expect shit to happen with emulators. So emulators are not always going to be perfect. They oftentimes run like shit, but it's better than nothing, okay? I was fucking, I was actually using my phone at work. I worked at Walmart. I was, fucking, I downloaded Silent Hill 3 on it, man. I downloaded fucking Luigi's Mansion. I had a GameCube as a kid, man. But I was fucking playing these games, dude, and it's definitely not the same. Like, it'll slow down, it'll speed up. It's because it's played on hardware that it's not meant to, okay? It can't handle these newer devices, so it's gonna be out of whack, you know? It's something you have to deal with. You should just make saves often. just be ready for a lot of jank, I guess. But back to my original point. For a Silent Hill game, okay, you go to the fucking the Reddit for the Silent Hill franchise. A lot of people just say to emulate the game because for the older games you can't. You can't fucking buy them. So you don't want to you don't want to spend fucking what 300-400 for a PlayStation. The games themselves are more than the fucking PlayStation because of how rare they are. Okay, you want to get in like a condition or something. You know, oh there was only this many prints and this is how many are left. So we're gonna charge you $800 for the original game. Okay, stupid shit like that. You want to pay $1,000 for the PlayStation, the game itself. You know, like, come on, nobody's gonna pay $1,000. No, that's a lie. Some people do, but the vast majority of people are not gonna pay anywhere near $1,000 for a fucking 20-year-old game. So no, man, it's stupid. It really is. It's sad. It's pathetic, but in a lot of ways, it's the only thing we can really do for retro games to keep that legacy alive. To you know, carry the torch, as it were. There's nothing else to do. If you want to, you know, relive those memories, go for it, man. Nobody's stopping you. And just like, I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier with the security point, you know, VPNs, virtual machines, that type of shit. Wrap your willy, man. You know what I mean? Just fucking be careful, okay? You're going to record this shit. You're going to stream it. Live is a different story than recording. You're recording, you can always just edit. You know, I can add a million jump cuts. I can say, oh, you know, we should just do this one again because the first time fucking sucked. Okay, live is different. Live is right there. It's happening. You can't stop shit from happening. So you need to be extra careful, extra diligent. People are gonna be fucking morons regardless. So, oh well. You know, I can't say I didn't try. I don't know. I don't think there's that much more I can say about it. It's definitely sort of like a gray area. Game companies will definitely want to try to come after you if you make it blatantly obvious, because technically, I mean, it is, you know, it's not really the best thing to be doing, but in a lot of cases it is the only thing to be doing. I mean, with that said, I think I'm just gonna leave it at that, man. You know, you got any questions, comments, likes, dislikes, have at it, man.